Peace, love, and about our hair grease, y'all. What is good? Shout out to Gemini returning for another amazing video. Hello. Today is the first day of Taurus season, and I'm loving this season, okay? Because my Venus sign is in Taurus. I have some in the second house. Taurus is on the cusp of my first house, and my South Node is also in Taurus. So I got a lot of Venusian Taurus energy, and I'm really digging this energy because I want to feel feminine. I want to just drink wine and indulge. So a little recommendation for Taurus season: get your finances together because Taurus does rule the finances. Enjoy yourself, indulge, but don't overindulge. Okay, so get some wine, some good food, get comfortable, get cozy. Okay, for the next month. All right. So happy Taurus season. All right. And I also want to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you for everybody who's been emailing me, inquiring to me about readings and things like that. I greatly appreciate it. And if I haven't got to your email, please just give me some time to respond. Okay. So I really want to come on here real quick to drive a point and kind of make a correlation between melanin and the law of vibration. All right. And then if y'all don't know, the law of vibration is a hermetic law. Okay, so go ahead and study that. Read the Kabbalion, the Emerald Tablets, things like that. Okay, but it's getting summer. The summer is coming, right? And what really grinds my gears is how some melanated people, well, majority of melanated people, complain about the sun, like the sun is too hot. They talking about they need sunscreen, and now it's getting to a point where if your vibration not right, and you got melanin, you will get sunburn and you can get melanoma, which shouldn't be happening. But we're moving in a time now where if you're not vibrating a certain frequency, if you're not vibrating in the same frequency that the planet is vibrating, you're going to get eliminated. So it's like the earth is doing like a natural selection here. Okay, so so like I said, that's just really, when black people talk about the sun, how they don't like the sun, how they don't want to get black, like that just really stirs up something in my chest. Like it just like, nigga, like what? Like you are the sun person, like you are from the sun. Okay, so I'm really just gonna make a couple points about what is melanin, the law of vibration, and how your thoughts interact with your neuromelanin, which is produced by the pituitary gland, which is in your head near the pineal gland, and how that influences your thoughts and feelings, and how that determines your frequency. Okay, so first and foremost, what is the law of vibration? Okay, so I got some notes here, and I always took out some books. I got a lot of stuff here. Okay, so I came prepared. All right, so what is the law of vibration? The law of vibration says nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. Okay, everything is in vibration. So think of it as when y'all was in when you have, everything is comprised of atoms, right? So for example, take solid, liquid, and gases. When y'all was in school, y'all learned that solid tangible objects, their atoms are more packly close together, so the vibration is really kind of tight. Okay, so this is why physical things you can touch, because it's a solid, right? But with, for example, gases, they're vibrating at a more looser or a more faster frequency, so fast that they don't even take a tangible solid shape. Okay, so even though we can't naturally see some gases or smokes or whatever, that doesn't mean that they don't exist. Okay, so kind of think of it like that. So little science refresher there. All right, also, okay, vibration is really just short for, we use the term, a lot of people use the term vibes now. Okay, vibes, vibration, same thing. Okay, so that's what people are referring to when they say like, okay, this place vibes is off, or her vibes was off when I met her, or his vibes didn't really feel right, you know, blah 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 blah, because everybody vibrates. Okay, so depending on the type of entity and your aura and how your chakra system working and how you thinking and how you feeling and things like that, that really determines how fast you vibrate. Okay, and kind of if you vibrate on the high frequency or on the low frequency. Okay, as a melanated being, your vibration is primarily determined by your subconscious mind. Okay, and the subconscious mind really is comprised of the things, like I said, that you don't consciously think about. These are the things that are unconsciously embedded in your mind, and as well as your emotions. Okay, so subconscious thought could be is comprised of long-term memories, feelings, unconscious thought patterns, behavior patterns, and your subconscious mind also is in correlation with your intuition. Okay, these are the things that, like I said, we're not consciously aware of, but they still operate in our day-to-day life. Okay, your subconscious mind is what makes your reality. Okay, and I saw a video of I forgot my brother's name, but he made a video on how emotions and manifestation go kind of hand in hand. Okay, so as I just stated, your emotions and how your feelings are a part of your subconscious mind. All right, so if you feel some type of way, okay, well, I'm gonna just say it like this: like, Black people, we are so triggered by a lot. Like I said, it's an entity that triggers our emotions. So when there's another police shooting with a young Black man gets shot, we naturally have emotions of anger, and it's an entity that feeds off of that anger. Okay, and we, what I'm saying, we're very emotional people. We feel things on a very deeper level than most people who are less melanated do. Okay, and emotions just stand for energy in motion. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, so really, when you're in the body, the best thing you can do with emotion is observe them. Okay, be consciously aware of them, and then try to transmute them into a very healthy way, because there are entities here that feed off of our emotions. Okay, I really just need y'all to be cognizant of that. All right, so basically that's a little intro into the law of vibration. All right, now let's get into melanin. So a lot of people be thinking melanin is just it's just a dark pigment. It's more than a dark pigment. Melanin is really primarily, it's a carbon-based substance that's in everything. Okay, it's in trees. Animals have melanin. It's in plants. Okay, it's also in the cosmos. That, like I said, that darkness, the night sky, dark energy, dark matter is a form of melanin. Okay, but we as human beings, melanated people, we manifest that melanin in 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. Okay, and if you don't know, melanated people, Black people, and plants have the same form of melanin. It's the same molecular structure, but plants just have magnesium. We have iron. Okay, so the iron is what makes us darker, okay, in a brown shape, and then that magnesium in plants is what makes plants green and able to do photosynthesis and go through the Krebs cycle and shit like that. Okay, Black people, we also do go through human photosynthesis, and I'm gonna explain how and what that's called. Okay, so basically melanin, like I said, it's an etheric and a physical substance which connects both the spiritual and the physical bodies to the universe. Okay, like I said, it's carbon based, and when you're a melanated person, primarily you have iron. It's based on iron. Okay, and now it's also sun based too. This is the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna just do a little walkthrough from it. Okay, in the Bible, when it says God spoke and said, "Let there be light," technically that was true. Okay, the sun is really comprised of fast-moving sound vibrations. Okay, right? So here you have different forms of vibrations. Okay, so you have your radio waves, which are there are lower frequency, and frequency is just measuring wavelengths from trough to trough. Okay, I don't know if y'all remember that in school, but I remember that in school. So this has a longer frequency, or a lower frequency, because from here, this trough to this trough, it's wider, and then once you get through here, the frequency starts to vibrate higher. So this is when people say you gotta vibrate higher. This is what they're talking about. Okay, so basically the sun spoke itself into existence. Not really, but sound basically made the sun. Okay, so all the way over here, okay, you got the sun vibrating at however many terahertz. Okay, terahertz is just like a trillion. It's like a trillion I would say the best way I can describe it is like a trillion vibrations per second, literally. So that's how really fast the sun is moving and the sun is vibrating. Okay, so when you have all those terahertz rising and beating through the frequency scale, eventually you get what is called visible light. Okay, and you notice that visible light is similar to like the chakra system. Okay, so here go red, yellow, green, blue, so on and so forth. Okay, the visible light system is or the visible light spectrum rather, I'm sorry, it's basically what we see every day. Okay, it's what the human eye can process. Okay, this is our everyday reality. All right, started at about 432 I think it's terahertz. Okay, that is the visible light frequency. Okay, this is our reality. Okay, this is what, when we go outside, we can see the trees, we can see other people. Okay, and this is also what this is also what Morpheus asked Neo in the Matrix. He was like, okay, Neo was just like, you know, it seems so real, and he was just like, is it the fact that it seems real, or is it the fact that your sensations make it real? So the way you touch and the way you see. Okay, so that's why they say light is an illusion, because when you're in the visible light spectrum, it's not really real. You know what I'm saying? There are other things beyond what the human eye can see. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense in my head. Okay, so I'm trying to explain it the best way that I can. All right, so that's that. So here's is the visible light spectrum. Okay, so once the sun gets vibrating at, you know, more terahertz, you got the X-rays, which is at a higher frequency, which we can't see physically with the human eye, because like I said, we can only see visible light, 432 terahertz. Okay, so the sun keeps vibrating all the way to gamma rays. Now from when you get to gamma rays comes photons. Okay, and photons are just matter. Okay, photons are just light matter. All right, and so once you get the vibrating past gamma rays, you get melanin. Okay, so think about vibration. Like I said, the faster something vibrates, the faster that it takes physical shapes. So like I said, think about like I said earlier, think about a solid. Okay, solid organisms. All right, the atoms in a solid organism, like I said, my wood is desk. So the atoms in this desk are vibrating so fast or are so compacted together that they manifest as tangible. It's a tangible item. It's something I can see. Okay, so same thing with this. So when the sun gets to vibrating higher and higher past the gamma ray spectrum, it begins to be solid. It begins to solidify. Okay, and from that solidification comes melanin. Okay, comes really us. Okay, or just becomes melanin in different forms. So whether it be dark matter, whether it be, you know, basically us here. So literally we are made from the sunlight. Okay, melanin is just condensed sunlight based on the electromagnetic spectrum, and the sun vibrating so high that it condenses into a physical material. All right, another quick point I really just wanted to make. If you look here at the, I'm sorry, wrong side. If you look here, kind of where gamma rays is, like I said, when gamma rays start to really condense into photons and photons to melanin, if you notice that it's purple and blue here on this spectrum as the frequency waves get shorter. This is why sometimes you see people who are really dark skinned, people who be so black they're blue or purple. It's because that sunlight is condensing to make them appear that way. So they're really vibrating that high physically that they appear blue or purple. Okay, I never used to really understand. I really thought that was fascinating when I was younger, but like I said, as I got older and really started to really study metaphysics and things like that, I'm like, oh, okay, that's why. So I really just keep that in mind. Like I said, so you are basically the sun. This is why the Egyptians call themselves the children of the sun. Okay, and this is why the sun in the Egyptian culture played a really, when you look at any ancient tribes or civilization, they always had an importance on the sun. Like when you look at the Mayan calendar, in the center of the Mayan calendar is the sun. Okay, so the sun is really the driving force for life and for melanin. Now I want to introduce a book I don't know, y'all should be familiar with Dr. Lila Africa. If you are not familiar with Dr. Lila Africa, I highly recommend that you watch some of his lectures and get his book. Every person who has melanin, a high content of melanin, okay, needs to get this book. Okay? It's Melanin, what makes black people black, and basically how to protect and nourish it, the difference between white people and black people, how it causes emotional thoughts and behaviors and things like that, okay? So, just basically giving an introduction how melanin is basically sunlight, okay? It's basically condensed photons, condensed sunlight. It's an excerpt that I want to read from this, and I really think it's very important, okay? So, and it's under the title of The Pioneer in Melanin, okay? So, this passage states, I have it highlighted here, you know. It states, melanin is flexible like plastic and can resemble cloud, gas, wood, metal, liquid, and takes on many forms without losing its structure. It is heat resistant and can endure temperatures of 1,225 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? It can endure temperatures of 1,225 degrees Fahrenheit. So, if it's 80 degrees and niggas talking about it's hot and it's sweating, that's a motherfucking problem, okay? And a lot of people don't understand that their thoughts really control your body. You have neuromelanin, okay? Neuromelanin is basically, like I said, produced by your pituitary gland. It's basically the substance that allows thought and connect your thought to the universe and to your outside environment, okay? It's similar to like how the earth has its own electromagnetic spectrum, magnetosphere, or how the earth has its own biofield, okay? And it sends out information, and it also intake information, okay? So that's similar to neuromelanin in your body, okay? It can receive information, okay, and it can also output information, all right? So if your subconscious mind is filled with, basically I'm gonna say this, if you vibrating low, meaning if all you do is go to the club, if all you do is, I don't know, just chase sex every day, if all you do is listen to detrimental ass music, if all you do is drink alcohol, if all you do is do drugs all day every day, if you don't do nothing to stimulate your mind, you don't do no type of meditation, and you always on the go and always not getting any natural sunlight, or if you always eating processed foods, that's going to affect your neuromelanin and affect your body, okay? And also, if you, like I said, your subconscious mind is also affected by emotions. So your neuromelanin picks up your emotions. So if you outside talking about it's hot and the sun is bothering you, okay, then naturally your neuromelanin is going to rewire itself to work against you instead of to work for you. So yeah, you're going to get sunburned. Yeah, you're going to sweat, okay? Under 80-degree weather, when I just read that melanin can sustain temperatures over 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? And that's really the problem with most people, like I said, with most black people, because we don't like the sun, which is fucking bananas to me, you know what I'm saying? So that's how people be getting, now, it's black people nowadays getting melanoma. It's black people now that are getting sunburned, okay? And I notice the niggas who talking about they get sunburned, they be the niggas who be vibrating low. They be the niggas I see all on Instagram, ain't really doing nothing, getting their little paycheck, then on the weekend they turning it up. It's nothing deeper about their life. They're not doing anything to nourish themselves, so that won't be happening, okay? That is the reason why now black people are getting effects by the negative effects by the sun, okay? So really understand that. Like I said, your melanin can really either work for you or work against you. And a lot of people are based on, like I said, what they receive. And melanin is it's black, okay? Melanin absorbs all spectrums of light, okay? And when you absorb all spectrums of light, you get darkness, okay? So pay attention to what you absorbing, okay? Music. Don't get me wrong, I love trap music, but I can't be around people who listen to that shit every day. Like, it drives me insane. Like, I literally, like, my friend, I was driving with him, and I literally had to take the aux away from him. I'm like, I can't sit here and listen to you play trap music all the time. It's messing with me. It's messing with my frequency. Most of my music is like This is why I tell people my age, don't give me the aux cord, because you either gonna be it Future or you're gonna get Teddy Pendergrass. Okay, I love Teddy Pendergrass. I love the Isley Brothers, Anita Baker, Case, Keith Sweat. Those are all music frequencies I listen to. Frankie Beverly and Mays. I love Frankie Beverly and Mays. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I went to their concert and it was amazing. Okay, that's the type of music I listen to really on a daily basis. I primarily listen to R&B because that's just the music I've always loved. I've always loved that type of music, okay? So, really be cognizant of that, y'all. Like, the sun is not getting no cooler, okay? It's not getting any cooler. It's not getting any, and it's not going to get any better, okay? As the years go by, it's just going to get hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, okay? Now, like I said, sometimes, I like to delve in processed foods. I'm still in the body, so sometimes I eat Chick-fil-A. Sometimes I like ice cream, you know what I'm saying? But I understand I can't eat that shit on a daily basis. So I like to keep a nice, healthy balance. And I drink lots and lots of water. We get into a time now where drinking water is cool. Like, nobody should, that's what bothers me too. No shawty shouldn't have to fucking tell you to drink water. Like, now drinking water is like a fucking movement. It shouldn't be a movement. It should be natural. Like, I don't know. Like I said, Earth irritates me. It really does. Like, some things on planet Earth, like humans, irritate me. Okay? Like, I don't know. All right? But anyway, so yeah. So your frequency really does determine and the way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about being black, the way you feel about dark skin, all that stuff comprising your subconscious mind is really going to determine, like I said, your mind affects your body, okay? That's scientifically proven that thought affects the body. You can think about sex, okay? You can just sit here and daydream about have a sex dream or have a sex reminiscence of your previous sexual encounter, and then you can get sexually aroused, okay? That's a perfect example of how the mind controls the body, okay? You haven't seen anything that was sexually provocative, you can just sit and think about sex or about somebody you had sex with and how good it was, and then your body would naturally react to it. That's the perfect example I can really think of the top of my head, how thoughts affect your body, okay? Like I said, same thing with melanin, right? The melanin also converts, just how plants convert sunlight into energy, we do the same thing, okay? It's a process called ultra fast internal conversion. All right, and it's from this article that I got. All right, and most of this stuff be from white people, y'all. So white people know what the fuck they talking about. All right, so it says that melanin absorbs harmful UV radiation and transforms the energy into harmless amounts of heat through a process called ultra-fast internal conversion. This property enables melanin to dissipate more than 99.9% of the absorbed UV radiation as heat and keeps the generation of free radicals at a minimum. Okay, so basically, yeah, your melanin in your skin converts itself into energy. Specifically, one of the vitamins that you can get from sunlight through melanin is vitamin D. Okay, this is why white people, they need to eat extra stuff to sustain themselves, and primarily most of our stuff comes from plants and vegetables and sunlight. All right, so that's what I'm saying. I be seeing niggas drink milk. Like, what the fuck you drinking milk for? Oh, I need my vitamin D. Bitch, sit out in the sun. Like, that's blows my mind. It blows my mind. Not a lot of people know this. So a lot of people, I don't know. So yeah. So like I said, it's not getting any better, y'all. So I'm trying to give y'all and explain this the best way that I can about melanin. Like I said, melanin ain't just a skin color. Okay, it's an ethereal force. It's an etheric force, okay? It's from space. It's from the ethers, okay? And a perfect example of that is Venom. Okay, I don't know if y'all seen the movie Venom, and the Venom basically explains the symbiotic body, okay? So in the beginning of Venom, what happens? They send out a spacecraft to some asteroid or some planet or whatever, and they come back with symbiotes. Okay, now basically the symbiotes need a host to bond to, right? Because the scientist, his name was Drake, or he was like an Arabic Indian dude or whatever. His main concern was overpopulation and climate control, right? Which is what the world is concerned with now, okay? Which is what white people are concerned with now. Population and overpopulation and climate control. Like I say, ain't no such thing as global warming, bitch. We just moved through the photon band, and our sun's getting charged up from these other stars who's charging up our sun, therefore sending more energy towards us. That's why it appears more hot. So it ain't got nothing to do with climate change. And also the poles are shifting. Okay, the poles every 2,000, 3,000 years they shift. Okay, this is why people be finding underground cities and shit underwater and stuff. Okay, because the poles shift, tsunamis happen and things like that. So that's just similar to what's going on now. So ain't no such thing as climate change. It's just the earth is doing what it's been doing for the past millions or trillions of years prior to us being here. Okay, so basically, long story short, he's concerned with that. All right, so to me that represents, you know, what the elites are concerned with: overpopulation and climate control, right? So they need basically melanin to survive. So Drake, the scientist who's basically harvesting and working with the symbiotes and trying to get people to move out of space, but the only way they will survive is by bonding with the symbiote. All right, so Venom was also a symbiote. Venom was just all that black substance, okay? And when he bonded to, I forgot the main character's name, they were a perfect match. And then one thing I noticed in that movie too, the first person to successfully bond with the symbiote, he was a black man, okay? Because Drake, the scientist or whatever, he was, the scientist was the bad guy in the video. Like I said, if you in the movie, if you've seen Venom, then you know what I'm talking about. But the first person, he was conducting experiments on humans, right? And everybody who tried to bond with the symbiote, they died because the symbiote needs like a perfect host. I guess it's to me, I think it's based on mentality. I think the symbiote and the human being had to have a similar thought process. I think that's why the main character in Venom, they bonded very well together because they thought similarly. Okay, that was my conclusion. That's what I got from it. But yeah, long story short, the first, when Drake had conducted experiments on humans, his first successful person to bond with the symbiote was a black man. Okay, the black man ended up dying. Of course, you know they got kill off a black man, whatever. But the black man ended up dying, whatever, because for whatever reason. But yeah, so that was a sign right there, like, oh, okay, well, the only person who's gonna successfully bond with this etheric dark force is somebody black. Okay, so that should tell you something. So yeah, so even then, when the main character did have I forgot his name. For the life of me, I cannot remember his name. But basically, the main character, he when he bonded with Venom, it gave him supernatural abilities, so super strength, agility. Venom had really good intuition. Like Venom had notified the main character, like, don't open that door, and yet the main character still opened the door anyway, and it was like men and guns waiting for him and shit. So like I said, and that's how melanin works. Melanin is what makes us move different, okay? And they be trying to push this agenda like, oh, we're the same, and no, we're not the fuck the same, okay? We're completely different, and even subconsciously we all know that we not the same, all right? But that's like I said, that's to their upkeep, and that's to our demise, that thinking we're not the same, and we keep getting our shit fucked up and our mentality fucked up, thinking that, you know, everybody's the motherfucking same. Just because we're not the same, that doesn't mean we can't treat everybody with mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? So, but we might be the same in regards to value, perhaps, but are we the same in function? No, absolutely not. All right. So that's just kind of an example. I thought that was pretty interesting. The movie Venom really explains melanin to the T. Like I said, supernatural abilities, super strength, it's regenerative abilities, things like that. Black people, we heal faster. It's proven that our babies mature and develop faster, and things like that. Like I said, melanin is a supernatural force. Okay, this is why Black people are the most spiritual people. That's why we're the most connected to God. We're the most intuitive people because of this force, because of this melanin. This is why we come up with the new dances, because our melanin allows us to tap into the chaos, okay? And from the chaos, we get new ideas, all right? So new trends, new dances, new songs, okay? So we give the world these things, and like I said, we don't know why. And we keep thinking that melanin is just what makes our skin dark. And it's just really more than that, all right? But like I said, to get the really full benefits of melanin, you really have to take care of yourself, okay? So with the music that you listen to, definitely, because like I said, melanin, if melanin comes from sound, okay, and which is the sun, because the sun was basically made from sound vibration, and it just condensed itself into its own manifestation. Like I said, we absorb sound. We absorb everything. We absorb things in our environment. We absorb vibration from our environment, from the sun, from music and things like that. So that's really important. That's why a lot of music now is detrimental to us, especially in rap music. It's those snares that little ticking in the background that really be fucking us up, okay? Like that snare is really it's really very harmful when absorbing frequencies, okay? So like I said, to get the full benefits, change your music, change your diet, water. Like I said, you are almost similar to plants, all right? And in order to do ultra fast conversion, like I said, which is taking sunlight energy, UV radiation, and transmuting it into energy and vitamin D and other nutrients that we need, you really need to be vibrating on the higher aspect of your existence, okay? So like I said, and I really thought that was interesting, like how the visible light spectrum is basically the color of the chakras, okay? So this is why when people tell you to vibrate higher, because you're literally taking your wavelengths and taking your frequency, your own biofield frequency, from this to this here, and it's just vibrating high to the point, you ascend and you do what you want to do and all that stuff, okay? So that's what people mean, all right? And like I said, it's not going to get any cooler. I cannot express that enough. And melanin, naturally, it cools itself, okay? So if your body and I would do that, like during the summertime, like I would just observe niggas and just see how I do that. Like I observe niggas and see like who's sweating, who's not sweating, who's about to die, who's complaining about the sun. And those people are normally the people who live in the third dimension, okay? Like I said, melanin can sustain high degrees can sustain about 1,200 degrees. And niggas be sweating in 80-degree weather and about to die in 80-degree weather. That's a problem, okay? And that should be an indicator you need to vibrate how you need to do something motherfucking different, all right? The sun is not your enemy. The sun is your best friend, and it's gonna get worse, okay? And even then, I got some facts from the American Cancer Society, all right? This is statistics from this year, all right? So it says that cancer of the skin is by far the most common of all cancers. Melanoma accounts for only about 1% of the skin cancers, but causes a large majority of skin cancer deaths. All right, now I want y'all to listen to this, right? The American Cancer Society estimates for melanoma in 2019 are about 96,480 new melanomas will be diagnosed this year, and about 7,230 people are expected to die of melanoma, okay? Bruh. Bro, it's right here. You can find this online, okay? And then, of course, the risk of getting melanoma is 20 times more common in whites than in African Americans because, like I said, we got the melanin. Hello. Overall, the lifetime risk of getting melanoma is about 2.6. So this is like 1 out of 38 in whites and 0.1, 1 in 1,000 for blacks, okay? But yet and still, some black people are and will get skin cancer because they're not taking care and nourishing their melanin properly. So like I said, if you don't, you can either make it work for you or work against you, all right? Because melanin absorbs. So whatever it absorbs, it transmutes. So if you absorbing negativity and bad shit and thinking negative about the sun and how, oh, it's so hot, then naturally that's what is going to transmute not only physically but into your external reality. So you're going to sweat, you're going to feel like you're dying. You're going to, get sunburned. You don't need no goddamn skin cancer, bitch. Just get some fucking water and take care of yourself. It's not that hard. So yeah, melanoma is really the number one killer right now, okay? And nobody's talking about this. Why is nobody talking about this? Like, melanoma will get everybody. Like, it's really over for a lot of people, okay? So like I said, I highly recommend that y'all get on this frequency. So even though with us the risks are reduced tremendously, it's still a possibility that you can get it, because there are black people who are getting melanoma and getting sunburn because their body cannot do the ultra fast internal conversion properly, okay? So like I said, you already chosen, you just got to choose yourself, basically. All right, now lastly, one more thing I wanted to talk about before I leave is the photon ban. So I want y'all to understand why this is happening, okay? A lot of people, they talk about this shit but don't really explain why it's happening, okay? So this is the diagram basically of us, which is here, right? And the zodiac wheel, okay? So right here, so this says the sun enters the photon band in 1998, and it states here on 2012, December 12th, 2012, is where kind of we start entering the age of Aquarius, right? Now, mind you, this book, I told y'all about this book earlier, The Pleiadian Agenda. This book is really amazing, okay? This book was made in like 92, okay? And a lot of predictions that she made in this book are true now, okay? This book was like made early 90s, all right? And the simple fact that she predicted all this it's amazing, okay? Because she's actually channeling from Pleiades, or the Pleiadians, who are actually extraterrestrial race. I really think I might be a Pleiadian, but I'm still trying to figure that out, okay? But I think that might be true, because I can understand astrology and astronomy very easily, all right? So basically, this is what's going on. So I highlighted here the photon band. And one thing that I've really been studying is here in the center of this photon band, we are rotating around another star, and it's called Alclone, or Alclone. It's Alcyone, okay? So our solar system is actually rotating around another star, okay? And it's other suns and shit that are rotating too. So it's another star system that's probably stuck in the age of Sagittarius, and there's another one that's probably already in the age of Aries, going to Pisces right now, okay? But like I said, we're here, okay? So we're coming through the age of Aquarius, all right? So if here, the sun that we're rotating around, okay, it's emitting its own electromagnetic frequency, and is producing a photon band. Like I said, photons is just light, okay? And it's basically, light is basically electricity and magnetism, okay? And photons are basically matter and antimatter, okay? And it makes light, okay? So this is why we're getting all these shift changes and all this weird shit's going on, and our sun is emitting so many solar flares, and it's getting hotter because we're moving through this band, this photon band, okay? And through that photon band, we're getting extra electricity, so our sun's going crazy. Our sun's just like, it's basically charging up, basically. And so whatever happens to our sun happens to us, okay? Because the earth needs the sun to sustain life, okay? So I really want y'all to really understand this shit is really bigger than what you think it is. This shit is really based on intergalactic shit, okay? This is why it's very pushed now, or is really very recommended from people like me, that you start getting into dimensions. You have to start shifting dimensions to understand this, okay? And like I said, I think I'm really starting to get really in my fifth dimensional shit, because I'm really trying to get to like the 10th dimension, okay? Like, I feel like if I was to get to the 10th dimension, you will start disassociating and not having a body, and yeah. So, but at least start shifting to the 5th dimension, okay? And that takes a lot of, I'm gonna talk about that some other time, okay? But basically, is what's happening, okay? So basically, get on the frequency, clean up your diet. Like I said, it's okay. You ain't gotta be, herbivore, but at least, start getting into your system at least more plant-based foods. Okay, that's what I do. I make sure I balance it. So if I don't really eat heavy meats. Like I will eat like chicken and seafood. I love seafood. I'm not giving up seafood. That's not negotiable. But chicken and seafood, I'll have beef sometimes, but it's very, very rare. I don't eat pork. It's just no. So even when I do kind of eat those meats, I always make sure I have a balance. Like I can cut out meat cold turkey. So I'll have meat like once every week or once every 2 weeks. It depends depending on how I feel. So if I know I eat meat like one day, I know, okay, like for the next 5 days I'm not eating no meat. Okay, so it's really just getting that balance. And when I'm in the sun now, I live in California, I don't sweat. I don't ignore the fact that it's hot, but it's just like I have in my mentality that the sun is my friend and the sun is charging me up. So I don't mind staying out hours in the sun because it gives me energy. It gives me vitality. Okay, and it really takes me a lot to sweat. I really don't even really sweat. The only time I really sweat is probably when I work out. But in sunlight, I don't sweat. Like, so I don't see how. Like I said, I've seen niggas bake, and they be darker than me. Okay, I've seen niggas sweat profusely in 80-degree weather. Okay, and I'm just chilling. Like, I'm chilling. So, like I said, raise your frequency, change your diet, be mindful of the music that you listen to, switch that shit up. Okay, sometimes it might not be trap, and bitches and money and shit. Sometimes you might have to talk about love, or even if it's just making love, just sex or something like that. Just switch the frequency of your music. Meditate, learn about your ancestors, learn more about melanin and how it works and things like that. Okay, because like I said, there's no true law but the universal law. Okay, so it's already proven that the law of vibration is real. You know what I'm saying? Vibes, vibration. So that's really it. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that this video did kind of get some insight, because sometimes I really think that I kind of suck at explaining things sometimes. But I really hope that I explained it, melanin and the law of vibration, kind of how they correlate together very well. But leave a comment, like and subscribe. Let me know if y'all got questions or if y'all got something to add. And yeah, happy spring. I'll see y'all next time. Okay, bye.